This video shows you how to properly format an English 203 Response Paper 2. In the upper left-hand corner, you need to include your name, ID number, English 203, and your section number, along with your teacher's name and the due date. If you are an honors student, please include the word honors next to your ID just in case you might get penalized for going over the word count limit in the rubric. Next, you want to include an original title. The original title may be difficult, so you can just use response to and whatever the article title is. Notice if you use the article's original title, you must put quotation marks around it, as it's not your words. Also notice with the title that every first letter of the word is capitalized, unless it is a preposition or an article. Your title should also be centered. Many students make the mistake of using the space bar to center their title. Do not do this. Instead, go up to your formatting ribbon and click on the button that says Center Text. Next, you want to properly format your paragraphs. Your introduction and body paragraphs should all be left justified. Some students feel that full justified looks better because it reaches the left margin and the right margin. However, this does not follow APA citation rules. Your paragraphs must be left justified. Along with being left justified, you need to include an indent in the first line of each paragraph. Many students use the spacebar here as well, but this isn't correct. Instead of using the spacebar, look on your keyboard for the Tab key. Press the Tab key once to indent your paragraph. Make sure each paragraph, including the intro, body paragraphs, and if you have one, the conclusion, has an indented first line. Next, include the word count. When including the word count, do not include the title or the information in the upper left-hand corner. Only count the introduction, body paragraphs, and if you have one, the conclusion. Make sure that your word count is right justified. Again, do not use the spacebar to right justify. Go up to the formatting ribbon and click on Right Align. Do not skip many lines before your word count. Only press Enter once or return to go to the next line to count your words. This goes for the title as well. Do not skip many lines before the title. The title should only be on the next line. Now select all of your text and make sure it's double-spaced. In English 202, you may have noticed that you were penalized for having your spacing be too big, even though you used double spacing. This is because if you did not go to line spacing options, your spacing before and after may not have been set at 0, 0. When your spacing is set at 0, 0, you'll notice that each time you start a new line or a new paragraph, your spacing is now smaller. The other mistake that students often do is that they do not change their paper size when printing. This may sometimes leave a large gap that is more than 1 inch at the bottom of your page. To avoid this, and to avoid being marked down, you need to go to Size and change your paper to A4. Microsoft default will be set at US letter. Also check to make sure your margins are 1 inch all around and that your text is Times New Roman 12-point font. Once you're done with your formatting and your response paper, you need to submit it to SafeAssign. First, use the practice link before submitting to the final link. When submitting to SafeAssign, do not include the information on the upper left-hand corner or the title. Only include the intro, body paragraphs, and conclusion, but not the word count. Otherwise, your matching may be higher than 15%. Copy and paste this into the SafeAssign practice link, and if you are under 15%, you're done with response paper 2. You may now submit your soft copy to the final link and print your properly formatted response paper 2 to class at the beginning of class.